Hey there, pretty little liars army, how are you? Is this something on my face? Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna be talking about in this video with you guys, for you guys, about what happened on this episode of Pretty Little Liars. At the end of this video, I'll say my favorite parts and what stood out for me. At the beginning of this episode, Spencer is seen talking to Officer Bailey before she talks to Marcus, and she is saying what time she was at the bar place. What's it called? Bailey asked Spencer why she came to the Radley hotel that night, and what time she left and stuff. And then Marcus says, "Oh, that's enough." And then a few minutes later, she's talking to Marcus about the night Rollins disappeared and was killed. Please remind me down below, is this really Spencer's true alibi? I saw part of what happened previously on Pretty Little Liars before this started, and it did look like she was at the Radley hotel having drinks at the bar. Marcus says, and she wasn't really giving clear answers about what time she left and how she paid for the drinks. She said she did, though. She paid for the second round. Marcus said to Spencer that she needs to get a lawyer, and in about 2 days, when he finds out who signed Rollins' receipt, if it was her, she's gonna get a warrant out for her arrest. So that's not too good. No, she didn't get arrested on this episode. Let's see about the next episode. Nobody got arrested on this episode, or even killed or anything. Then after Rollins is done talking to, oopsie, not Rollins, this is about Rollins, so I said his name. After Marcus is done talking to Spencer for the first time on this episode, because later she has a second interview with him, and she shows up at his apartment too. Not where the interview is, I don't think. After this first scene with Spencer being interviewed, Allison and Emily are at Allison's place, and Emily's covering Allison's eyes with her hands because she has a surprise for Allison. And it's really sweet. It's all this baby stuff in the nursery for the Emerson baby. She got her a crib and one of those things that you put above the crib for the baby to look at. Sometimes it has music, but this one has stars. I'm not sure if it makes Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars song or whatever. And so she got her one of those too. And it looks like the one that was in the episode where Allison was at the baby shop because AD made her go there. Let me know, was it seen later in that episode, a few episodes back, for 7B? Was that store thing crushed by a car, or is that in a Lifetime movie or something that I saw? Because it was, yeah, I would like to know. Sometimes I get things mixed up because I watch a lot of TV. So I cried when Emily gave Allison all that baby stuff. And Spencer and Emily are putting the crib up. And then when Spencer's talking to Emily, she's talking about Marcus, that she said he still has feelings for her, and Emily's telling her to be careful and stuff, and she goes, "Isn't it the same thing with you and Allison? Come on, Spencer. Emily knows Allison probably more than you know Marcus. Like, how long has Marcus been on this show, and how many episodes? Come on now." Okay, Oya is seen looking at that app or whatever of her face. Do you think that it's really AD, or do you think that, like, Oya is, like, imagining it because she's schizophrenic or crazy somehow? Or do you think Oya's AD and, yeah, like, she's looking at herself, or she has a twin or something? What do you think? Tell me about that. And then Ezra walks in because it's his apartment, I believe, and she puts it down so he doesn't see it. And then Ezra's like, they should take salsa and all those kind of dancing classes, and I think it's a good idea so they could dance good at the wedding reception. I think Oya said she's too busy for that, but I believe they do the dance lessons on next week's episode. So that should be fun and interesting. Hopefully AD doesn't mess with them there. And hopefully Oya shows up to that, because in this episode, after Ezra was talking to his publisher, his book publisher, about, like, promoting the book and stuff. He comes back and talks to Oya about it, and he's like, I don't think I want to do it, but Oya's trying to convince him that she thinks she should do it. And Oya's supposed to meet with Ezra at the book thing that he's doing, where he's answering questions for people that are there to see him. He mentions that he's engaged to Oya, and he says some stuff about Nicole, but I'm not going to get too much into that. But before that, so she doesn't show up because she's busy being in the black hoodie and messing with the Emerson stuff in the nursery, because the other people, which are Allison, Emily, Hannah, and Caleb, all go to the school, because after Spencer is seen going to Marcus's apartment, when he says, I have to answer this phone call, she turns around at somewhere in his place in the kitchen on the counter, I believe, and takes a hard drive that she sees, and they play it on the computer, and it's Lucas, like, saying he's lied and he can't give this alibi for Hannah because he doesn't know where she was and all that stuff. I thought Hannah was going to get upset, but she's still defending him. Well, they have to go to the school to give this hard drive scene to see who is there to get it, because maybe they think that person's going to be AD or whatever. Or maybe they think Marcus is going to come there and get that. I don't know. They probably think it's AD coming there to get it, and they want to prove that to Lucas or something. Well, when they're there, Oya's in the black hoodie, messing with all this baby equipment for the Emerson baby. And when they're at the school, it looks like AD comes in the hall door, and they're like wanting, Allison and Emily are wanting, well, Hannah and Caleb are looking through papers to find the receipt so they can defend Spencer, and so she doesn't get arrested. And it looks like Caleb is there over by the locker, because it shows somebody in white and like a hoodie or something, a white short and a hoodie on or something. It looked like Caleb over by the locker. So it looks like 80's there on ones, and Allison saying, oh no, that she got someone who ran into her, and that she told Emily that. And later, Mona said she was there and she only saw Allison and Emily. So I think Mona accidentally ran into Allison. So do you think that means Mona's AD? What do you think? Why was she like, oh, this is so juicy. So then they come back to Allison's place and they saw that somebody's inside the house, and Oya is in the black hoodie after she knocks over and ruins everything in the baby nursery, because AD probably told her to do it, or she's crazy in doing it. She tries to run away because she sees the girls are back, and she goes out the window and is hiding on the side of the house, and you could see shows cuts to her in the black hoodie. She scratched herself and she put blood all over the crib and stuff before she went outside, and then she took the hoodie and everything off, and she probably cleaned herself up, and she went in the room, and they're mad because they see what happened, and they're all blaming it on Lucas. And, of course, Hannah's defending him again, because she doesn't believe he's AD, and other girls do. Spencer sees that Oya dropped her alien, and she goes, Oya, are you missing an alien? And she goes like this, and she goes, yeah, I thought I heard something drop. And then Spencer's looking at Oya, interesting, like she knows something's up with her, like maybe she's AD, maybe she did this. Even though later in the episode, Oya said, I know you guys won't do things to me. Hannah said, I know you won't do things to me. When the ghost goes, that's not necessarily true. And then they were all making up, mentioning other stuff that Lucas has done. Also in this episode, Oya got a text from AD that says, Hannah thinks it's her turn, but yours isn't up yet, and you're playing for me. And that was before she did the stuff with the nursery things. Yeah, Caleb wanted to go with Hannah. Because he wants to protect her and make sure she's okay. I think it's sweet when Spencer's putting up the crib with Emily. And that Allison told Emily that she could stay there. They want to build a family and be together, and then they kissed later. That was at the end of the episode. That's sweet, and that made me cry. Sweet Emerson moments. Starting a family with the little baby and stuff. And who do you think's getting engaged next week? Emerson or Caleb? I know Toby comes back, but I think it's Emerson or Caleb. Because Ezra is already engaged, and they're going to get married at the finale. Yeah, so Caleb really thinks that Lucas is AD, and she's standing up for him. They're kind of arguing a little bit about it. That was before the school thing, right before. And welcome back, Caleb. You look really handsome. Blue is your color. By the way, when Spencer's talking to Marcus about Archer, she's saying he got what he deserved, and he goes, there's the justice system, but she's annoying that fact, which I don't blame her, because she knows what he did to Allison and stuff. He was not a good guy, and it's still freaky that he wore a mask. What was all that all about? Spencer once, when she went to Marcus's apartment, she says, please let this slip through the cracks, not to look into what she was doing on the night of Warren's disappearance and murder or manslaughter. because it looked like Hannah did on accident. I don't know, she might have meant to hit him, but maybe not kill him. So in a way it was manslaughter. That's how it would be in real life, manslaughter. And he can't do it because he could get fired or put in jail. Plus, you know, AD would release that stuff if she didn't get punished for it. But so far, she hasn't gotten arrested. I hope she doesn't get arrested. Also, it showed Lucas in the limo looking at his comic book. And Lucas tells Hannah that one of his comic books is missing and that it wasn't finished. And then at the end of the episode, AD has it and is writing in the book. He or she's not a really good drawer and usually permanent marker, writing on the white page that's empty at the end, and he draws like a tombstone saying it's here. I think he's like trying to say where Archer's body is or something, because that might be in the next episode. I'm guessing that's going to be in the next episode, where his body's in like Arya's car. So that's coming soon. In the episode, Emily wants to cook Allison breakfast because she's not eating enough and she needs to take her vitamins. And Allison's like, I know I'd be hormonal, but I didn't know about you. Something along those lines. So she's being cranky, but that's understandable. Allison said she couldn't have breakfast because she's running late. Probably for her job as a teacher. Because Emily wasn't in the episode. Allison wasn't in the episode putting the crib together. Well, putting the crib together was, like I said, it was Emily and Spencer putting the crib together. Because Allison has to work. By the way, when they try to drop off the hard drive or where they are at the school, they want to do it when the staff is having a meeting. That means poor Allison. And at the school, Caleb's supposed to go look at the cameras so they wouldn't get caught. And it shows, I swear it shows Lucas on the camera. And then Caleb, when they go leave, because Caleb takes all the paper receipts and stuff and then puts them all over the room trying to look for it, and then they have to leave, and then he pulls the water from the pipe, and the room puts water all over the paper. And then Officer Marcus knows about that. But he can't tell who was on the video camera because it was messed up because Caleb did that. Good thinking, so you don't get caught. I hope AD doesn't let it out. Also in this episode, Hannah is wondering why he's closing the business, and he says he doesn't have enough money to do this. So yeah, Lucas tells Hannah that he thinks she's really talented. He just has trouble having other people take care of the business, but that he is the investor, and the money he'll try to make it back because he says it's worth it for her. Also in that episode, it shows Lucas calling Spencer while she's at home watching the TV. She told Caleb she was going to take a nap, but she didn't. And Lucas called Spencer, talking about the hard drive and stuff. Also, Mona, when she wants to play the game, and nobody knows that Mona knows about the game except for Hannah, because they're friends. They're probably the best friends. I'd say the best friends with Lucas is Hannah and Mona. I like those three as friends. And when Hannah said to Lucas, "Is this worth losing in everything?" And he goes, "Yes, you." And then I cried. No, he's not telling Hannah it's worth losing her. He says it's worth losing it for you. That's what I mean. And then Hannah tells Lucas, "I never doubted you," and he goes, "I know," and that made me cry. Yeah, so Marcus is the one that tells Spencer about the flooding at the school. Okay, this is what Emily tells Ellie. "I don't know why I had to protect you. You are basically the strongest person I know." Allison says, "You have always protected me, Em. Ever since I have met you, I know that I can always count on you." And it made me cry. That was so sweet. By the way, after Oya does everything and she's at home, she's laying on the couch crying, and you could see police cars flashing lights in her neighborhood behind her, or Ezra's, because he's not there, because she didn't show up to his thing. So that's pretty much what happened on this episode of Pretty Little Liars. My favorite thing that happened on Pretty Little Liars is the Emerson moments and the moments with Hannah and Lucas. Also, I like the crazy dark side of Oya. I'm not gonna lie about that. So, who do I think is AD? I don't know. A lot of people think it's gonna be Spencer's twin or another mystery person, maybe like Bethany or something, but I thought she's dead. But nobody really dies on Pretty Little Liars sometimes. So that's it until now, and I'm probably gonna watch other people's take on tonight's episodes and their theories. So peace, love, and harmony, and Pretty Little Liars. Shh, can keep a secret, because one of them is dead, and a black hoodie. Can't wait for next week's episode. Welcome back, Toby. Again, who do you think's getting engaged on next week's episode? Please let me know down in the comment section. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like. Thank you, Pretty Little Liars Army. Good night.